Alright guys, here it is again. Like I said, I painted these pieces up here today and fabricated some stuff, redone that. It was one of them deals that was for a newer model. It was off of my 14 over here. This is a 2010 model, and he just told me to do my magic touches, so give you some idea of what all I don't know what the deal is. How's it going, guys? Hopefully if I stand in this one spot and not move the phone, you can get... But this is what I've been working on most of the day, getting everything all lined out. I got it for a couple more days. The Hellcat's supposed to be here tomorrow, maybe. But it turned out pretty awesome. I think he'll win a few trophies with this one. I guess I'm gonna have to step things up on mine. Everybody's having me do stuff to theirs, and I haven't done a whole lot to mine, and I've got some pretty stiff competition. I'll be up against myself, I guess. But that's cool. That's what kind of makes me feel good, because I know it helps the business, plus it helps me, you know, it makes me feel good that, you know, I'm helping somebody else out and they're winning trophies also. And this has been a fun little project. I enjoyed it. It was something different this week. I'll move to my paint booth, guys. Here's a cap for it that I just finished painting, detail, and then I've been working on my this is a Harbor Freight one of them roll around cart, the 3 or 4 drawer carts. I've been working on a couple weeks, done some dipping, but I had some paint and stuff that I had sitting over here, and I moved it and it splattered on top, so I just kind of wiped it down. I'm not going to do anything. I just cleared over it, and you know, it is what it is. But I was just kind of messing around with my airbrush. But you can see the white paint, and I think it was white, green, and there was another color in there, and I was like, screw it, I'm not even gonna. But there's the front of it. But that'll give you some idea. Get out of this noisy paint room. Probably won't be on very long. Hopefully I won't lose you guys. Got red paint all over everything. What's up, H&H? I have not had a chance to get the post office to get your deal sent off yet. I promise I'll get it out. That, and I got some special items for you. I noticed you were looking for some koozies. My wife's digging a bunch of these out for you. We've got them. I know you said that you were looking for some, so don't go buy none. Like I said, she's trying to, we've got a lot of them around, so I'm going to send them to you too. It's just been kind of hectic around here. I got a lot going on, so, which is good. I got Hellcat coming tomorrow. I got 3 other cars Saturday. They're back to back. So my yard will be full of Dodge Challengers. Yeah, and our heat, I don't know about you, but this heat is killing me. It's bad hot. I remember though as a kid, yeah, I think the older you get, the worse it gets draining. I remember as a kid out bucking hay and walking the cornfields and stuff, and I think I've drank a case of water today. We're having, my wife's cooking a roast, and I'm having to smell that all day, plus going in and stirring it up, and man, it smells good. Of course, Mom's been in there with it all day, having to smell it. So, what do you normally pay for your lawnmower decks and things? I was kind of thinking about maybe doing a hydro dip on one. I got a guy that's got one of them little electric lawnmowers he burnt the motor up in. And I've been trying to work on him, but he wants 35 bucks for it, and I can buy a running lawnmower for that and pull the motor off and get that out of the motor and just keep the deck so I told him I'd think about it. I kind of want to see if I can't hydro dip, you know, see how well it'll hold up. But I don't know if I'll have time either. I understand. I do the same thing, H&H. I was just wondering how much you normally pay for your lawnmowers when you buy them. Well, I hope she gets to feeling better. Yeah, see, that's what I kind of was thinking. I'm not going to give over $30. I thought about hitting some of these small engine repair places and seeing what see, I could do that, but I don't know though. I've got so much on my plate right now that somebody else was telling me I ought to hydro dip saw blades and make clocks out of them. Yeah, I figure I've got a big old sandblaster, but it's pretty coarse. I mean, it's got a huge nozzle on it. And I know some of them lawnmower decks pretty thin. I'd hate to try it. Be my luck, I'd sandblast it all to nothing. How's it going, Dave? Yeah, and I mean, it's not, you can make, I've seen guys take a 55-gallon drum and cut it in half, and then get another barrel and take a vacuum cleaner and then use the half to where you can open and close it, and then they'll cut holes and stuff in there. And it works pretty. I've got a buddy that's got one. It worked pretty good. And then he, you know, he added his own touches to it. But I thought it was a cool idea with the vacuum cleaner for his, you know, to keep the stuff circulating. Yeah, and I hate being sick in the middle of the summer. I think it's worse in the winter time. Sorry guys, I had to get another bottle of water. Hopefully I won't lose you. Probably crooked now. Yeah, David, that's a lot of times I'll do that. Then I'll mix it with Gatorade. I try not to mix it too much, because if I drink too much Gatorade, for some reason my legs just get to hurting. Yeah, I heard you talking about these deals, H&H, and about a month ago. If I'd heard that you wanted them sooner, my wife took a sack full of them to the Goodwill. A lot of times we'll get them when we go to car shows and things, and they'll give them out for nothing. And that one year, I think we went to 25 different car shows, and we had about 25 of them. And after a while, she gets tired of them laying around and stuff. Oh yeah, David, and that's the same way. I love them Mountain Dew Whiteout. And man, my doctor, he told me 90% of people that he have come into his doctor's office that drinks Mountain Dew like I did, he said 90% of them are diabetic. Now, he said he said he'd like to do a poll on it, and I said, well, I can't, I got to have my Mountain Dews every now and then. I've cut way down, but he chewed me out the last time because my diabetes was way off the charts, but this time it was good, and I think it's because I cut out, drinking so many of them. But I guess any pop over excess is bad for you. Yeah, me too. It's funny. It seemed like everybody's hit me all at once, which that's... It's one of them deals that Oh, I'm not going to complain about it. Maybe I can get caught up. About 90 degrees here in the shop right now. Need to turn my air on, but yeah, I like them myself, H&H. That's one thing. As soon as I get my, I think it was pliers or something I bought, I told him I'm only going to buy about $100 worth, and then I'm going to pay it down, and then whatever else I want, pay it down. I'm not... There's a lot of times I'll go off there with a couple $100, and I told you not till the business picks back up. And the gear wrench guy, I hate that, man, I and him, shoot, that's one truck that, because he's so reasonable, and there's a couple times I've went out off of there with a handload of stuff. Yeah, David, they're on my wish list too. I was hoping to do a video. I ordered, I think it was off of eBay. I don't know if you guys do a lot of the door and some of the fasteners and things. They've got a new pair of pliers out, and it pops them off a lot easier than having to push in on them. And now you would be wishing you hadn't bought them. I do that sometimes. I call buyer's remorse. But then there's times that I've bought something, hadn't used it. Yeah, door panel pullers. That's me, H&H. There's a lot of times I bought something and didn't think I was going to use it and hadn't used it. And then I get into something and I was like, oh yeah, I bought them. And man, if it saves you time, I'm all for it. And my wife will tell you that that's one thing she notices, you know, when I'm doing something like that. She's like, it used to take you a good while to do that, and now that you got that tool, it goes a lot faster for you, don't it? And I'm like, yeah, that's why I bought it. And a couple of my neighbors don't understand why I won't, you know, I said anymore. I don't loan my tools out. I don't get them back. So, and yeah, and my guy, he gets, I think, I know a lot of it's corn wheel stuff, because I seen Dow's, some of the stuff on his truck that he gets, and I'll notice on the gear wrench truck, which there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I tried on our Cornwell local, and the guy wouldn't, I tried flagging him down, he wouldn't even stop for me, so I was like, you know, fine. And then he come by the shop one time, and I was like, no. I said, you know, I got Snap-on and gear wrench that come by. I just, you know, I don't know, you know, he might have been in a hurry or something, but, you know, it kind of aggravated me that, you know, he could at least said, hey, I'm going somewhere, but he wouldn't even stop. And by the time I pulled in there, he pulled right out, so I knew he was kind of really didn't want to deal with me, so that's fine. But I'm seeing a lot of Mack trucks around, and I don't know, it's almost like it's saturated. There's like 3 or 4 of them in this area, and I just don't see how they're competing with all the others. Oh, I'm sure he would have if I had cornered him. Sometimes I have a tendency to be an ass when and that's what I thought, you know, somebody else will take my money. Yeah, see, that's the way my gear wrench guy was. If I paid cash, I got a better... Yes, I did. If I didn't have so many screwdrivers, I'd probably have a set. And Dow just killed me on that cart that he got that was green. I almost painted mine green, but did you get the was that just for one, or is that a set, H&H? And can you get them in different colors? You know me in green. Green is 4L. I think you can get them in red, green, and orange, I think are their colors. You guys had me curious. I had to get my new book. Yeah, see, that's what I thought about doing, is painting the Harbor Freight one green. I'm in the process of painting mine purple and green. We're doing the Think Big deal again. But I'm happy with my box, especially after having to move it. I couldn't imagine moving that. And then they're doing different, I don't know if you guys got your Snap-on this month, but you can get them with Camaros, Mustangs. Don't see any Challengers though. Well, and I get a lot of crap about having the green. Hello, how's it going? But I just, them's my colors. Hey, Brian. I noticed also they some of the boxes now are coming in purple, and I'd like to do them purple and green. That would be, because then I could do my Joker theme. Are you H&H? I'm in Springdale. I'm not. I don't even know where that's at. I know where Mountain Home is. Yeah, I think it is about 2 hours. Depends on how fast you go, though. Sometimes my car club will take off and take a cruise every now and then. Yeah, I went to a compressor class down there in Little Rock. I'll stay right where I'm at. Me and a buddy got lost over by the airport. And that's not a place you want to get lost. It's got the 5.7. I'd like to put a supercharger on it, but I don't have $6,000 right now. They've got a shaker kit that's pretty reasonable for it too, and it even comes with the hood already painted, and I thought about doing that, but everybody's doing the shakers, and I like my year model. I don't like the taillights on the newer ones. They're growing, but I'd like to do the CUDA deal on it. a lot of people don't understand, like with the 5.7 and the 6, I think 1, you can do a lot to them motors in that and get a heck of a lot more horsepower than what's in the Hellcat. And that's what I was trying to tell a couple of these guys, you know, that's went out and, you know, got a $700-800 car payment. You know, I can take mine and soup it up and get just as much horsepower out of it and not have near the money in it as they do. But and once that warranty's out on it, it's probably, you know, I'd like to do a cam swap and some other stuff to it. Yeah, that's what I was on there looking at, and the 5.7, there's so many, and shoot, I was even looking at a couple, you know, wrecked Hellcats online. But shoot, I don't know, there's 5 or 6 people in the club that have Hellcats, and I mean, they're nice, but I'd rather have, you know, I wished I'd got the SRT8, but the Hellcat would be nice, but I just don't see paying that kind of payment for a dang, you know, that's as much as my house payment. And I like doing my own, you know, that way I know what I have for horsepower. And yeah, I'd like to have a 60 or 70 model. And what's cracking me up, some of these people are, I know a guy that leased one for a while, and you know, when he turned it back in, and I would have hated to buy that car because he dogged the fire out of it, and I think he ended up buying a Viper, you know, and I guess if you can afford to lease them, that's fine, but I would love to have a David 70s model Mopar. I've got a friend that's still got his original high school Barracuda, and how he ended up keeping it through his divorce. I mean, he had a heck of a time, but being as he had the car before they got married, she couldn't touch it, but she tried. And I would hate to, because everything on it's all original. It's the original paint. I mean, and it's a low miles car. I think it's like 70 or 75,000 miles on it. And he's been offered astronomical amount, and I'm like him. You know, if I could have kept my high school car, I probably would have. And that's back in the day when they built cars. Yeah, that's what I said, David, but if you knew how he drove, His most definitely broke in, trust me. I was with him a couple times. But I know what you're saying. And that's I think he ended up having to do a ring job or something like that. Having to kill varmints again. Yeah, I had an 82 Camaro. I wanted always wanted a 70 Chevelle. A buddy of mine had one, and it was a clean. It was the 70 Super Sport. It had the LS6 454 in it, and I kicked myself. He'd offered it to me at one time, and I could have bought it before he had it all redone. And back in the day, he spent, oh, it was 10 or 15,000 on that car, but it went back all original, and everything on it was. And he had the dealer. I mean, he had the dealership do it, so. But if I was to have one, it would be that, or like you say, I'd love to have an old Nova. I'd like to have about a 70 model Nova. Oh, it was a nice ride, and it would put you back in the seat. See, I run around with guys that were 2 and 3 years older, so they had all the nice, cool hot rods. My sister dated a guy that had a 70 model Dodge Charger. You know, most of his buddies had the Challengers, Chargers. There's a few Mustangs. There was one guy that had a Goat, and I was very impressed with that car. But we used to have a quarter mile. We'd go out, and you could come into town. There was a bridge, and when you hit the bridge, you'd shut them down. There was a car lot right there. You'd pull in there, and it was actually a quarter mile. But a lot of times the Johnny Law liked to sit there too, so you had to watch it. I think if I was to my original car that I've kind of always wanted, that was the old AMX. I loved them. Well, guys, my battery on this is about ready to die. I got it plugged in, but it's still not wanting to keep up. And I gotta go check on the supper, make sure it's doing okay. So I'm gonna jump off here. It was good talking to y'all. Have a great evening, and thanks for coming in, hanging out for a little while. Talk to y'all later.